Well, I hope you guys like the music. Maybe we'll have to switch it up a little bit here soon. But welcome to Glitch 2600. Who am I? Well, I'm Brian, aka Glitch, your friendly host through all things geekery. And if you need an explanation of what's geekery, well, it's all things having to do with computers, photography, all those fun electronic toys that you have. I can probably help you with it. And why are you here? Well, I'm hoping you're here for a Glitch Byte as part of our Vlogmas 2020, although we'll keep that going beyond Vlogmas 2020. And what is Vlogmas 2020? Well, if you happen to log on to our YouTube channel, then you would know and see that in our playlist that's just a way for us content creators to create something new every day in December. And for me, that was a way for me to get off my butt and start making our Glitch Bytes. And those bytes are little 10 minutes or less normally, although we've gone a little long, little bits of information to allow you and teach you something new. So keep in mind you can also follow us on the Facebook, and follow us down there. If you do follow us on YouTube, please click like and subscribe, hit the little bell so that you can be notified. Plan on having a few other things this week that we can talk about later. So let's just get into the nitty gritty. You're here for a Glitch Byte. In today's Glitch Byte, we're going to talk about the Notes app on Apple devices, and the secrets hidden within. A lot of people don't think beyond the fact that they can just take little notes in it. Yes, there's stuff like Evernote and other notes apps out there, but your built-in Notes app actually has a lot of power and a lot of features. So if we switch on over to our handy dandy iDevice, if I come in here, first things first, you can make folders. You can have multiple folders in here. So if I click on it, you can see I have other folders. We're going to go into the Glitch one. I can share out that folder, which is very powerful because I can decide, different ways. I can say, can make changes, can view only. I can decide where I share it, how I share it. But on top of it, let's make a new note. On top of that, I can click any new note. After we actually make it, we can do things in there and share just the note itself. We can do lines and grids. Lines and grids are kind of fun because you can put lines on the paper or different grid patterns as if you're going to do storyboards. But after that, while I can still type and do all sorts of stuff and say, hey, this is a note, you'll notice below that, I can take photos. I can do all sorts of stuff down here. So down on the bottom, if I were to click right there, on that little Notes app, I can draw and do any number of things. So if I change that, I can switch the color and make my own drawing. Now I can hit this back arrow up at the top, right above where it says this is a note, and back it off. I can also delete it. If I say done, it'll put me right back there. I can click in and re-edit it. But across the bottom, you'll see where we can do that. I can make a new note. But if we go back in there, you'll notice I can type in here, I can hit return, and still get all my other Notes apps. Now I can add a grid at any point. So if I want my own little, style there, that first icon, I can make a grid and I can add rows. So let's say add a row, add a column. So I can have, cool things or any numbered title, and then what it is that I find cool, next through it. I can click on each part and say, tips, and then next through to it, type down and hit tricks. So that could be the title for each one, and then type in different tips and stuff across. It's just showing power that we can do within there and track it. Now, once we get to the end, or there, I can add other items. So let's say I wanted to make a grocery list. I can make items that go, hey, carrots. If I spell it right, return. Let's make another one, milk. Return, eggs. Or I can make a checklist for the day. And the nice thing is I can tap that line beside it. So enable automatic sorting says, hey, the items you, do you want to put stuff that's not complete down to the bottom? Yeah, sure, enable sorting. Now it puts it to the bottom, so my most important things are to the top. Hey, milk, and you see how that changes. I untap it and it goes back. If I tap eggs, shoots it to the bottom. I can do that for any number of things that need to be done and taken care of. I should probably turn off my notifications there. But that's another feature I can do. Additionally, besides just the text, you can change the style of the text, headers, monospaced, bold, all of that. I can type on any part of this and switch the style of the header as it posts down through there. Strike through it, indent it, all number of things to actually make it prettier than it is before. The other cool spot is that little image one. So if I were to go over here and find something I can scan, well, we'll do this. And we'll go on to that. You'll notice if I click the image, I can take a photo and add a photo. I can always put a photo in here, but I can also scan documents. So by that, it means, hey, automatically see that and scan it. So now I can say save. And in there is a scanned document. I can send that now as a PDF and send that through, which is pretty powerful because I can do quite a bit with it. I can still edit and manipulate it if I click into it. I can hit the plus to do a little bit more and add to it. I can crop it. I can change its color, grayscale, photo, any number of things. I can rotate it. I can delete it. But once it's there, I can send that through and I can send that as a PDF to someone now. So it's a really quick way to take a scan and make a really nice scan on top of it. But that's not all. Like I said, once you're in here, you can do any number of things. So once I'm in that graph, I can add a photo inside of that table. So if I wanted to, I could say, hey, take a photo. And add a photo inside of there. See, I can do any number of things on top of it. And then once I'm in the note and I've made some, I could send a copy, I could scan, I could pin, I could lock it. So what does lock do? Lock allows me to put a password on it, which is really nice if I want to. I'm not condoning that you make this your password spreadsheet. In fact, if you go back a few days, I'm a big advocate of 1Password or LastPass, any number of those instead. But if you had something you were typing up, maybe a Christmas list, you're making a Christmas list and don't want your kids to see it, then this is a great way, and you can make it Face ID enabled by clicking that. So you can type in any password and do that. But on top of it, you can then share it. So if you have a significant other that you want to send that to, you can share that note after it's been password protected too, and it will be password protected on both sides. So just kind of showing the Notes app has a way more power than you probably ever knew that it did beyond what you were thinking in the past. Because once it's there, like I said, you can click and hold, you can lock, share, move that to the cloud, do any number of things, and keep going with it. The capability to draw on it. Now, I will tell you, if it's on an iPad, not so much on the iPhone, you do have to go into your settings. And then if you go into your settings and then down to notes, you'll want to uncheck the box for only be able to draw with the Apple Pencil, because it defaults to only being able to draw with the Apple Pencil. And that's so that your wrist and stuff doesn't hit it. But if you're trying to draw on it, that can be kind of a pain because all of a sudden it won't work. And we covered that a ways back, way before a Glitch Byte, and maybe we'll cover that again in an actual Glitch Byte. But if you go into your settings and then down to notes and uncheck that option for only write with an Apple Pencil, then you can use your finger or a fun thing like this stylus and be able to write on the screen. But that's basically the quick, down and dirty, fun things you can do with notes. There's more when you come to the phone. Like I said, you can make folders if you want. You can just hover over the app and press and hold for a second. You can still do new photo, new checklist, new notes. So that checklist, it'll automatically start in checklist mode, which is really good for those Christmas lists and grocery lists. or you can automatically share or scan a document. So again, that Notes app is maybe a little bit more powerful than you ever gave it credit for, and that's what we wanted to cover in today's Glitch Byte. Now, if you liked that Glitch Byte and you want more Glitch Bytes, one, go back to yesterday's. Today's the 16th of Vlogmas. Go back to day 15 where I recap the last 15 days we did of different Glitch Bytes, so you can get a quick way to know which day to jump to. Or you can go to our YouTube channel and click on the Glitch Bytes playlist or the Vlogmas one and see in the title different days for different ones. The MFA one is also really good. There's tips for being more efficient with your Apple Watch, keyboard replacement, which I talked to a colleague today at work even and showed him a cool trick for that. So that's some more advanced level IT, even though it's very simple to do. So you can amaze your friends with how to type out full phrases and all sorts of stuff with that. There's tons of tips out there. But if you like it, subscribe and then hit the bell to be notified. And if you want your questions answered live on the air, then when you're there, you will see, most likely this Friday, we will have a Glitch Geek Out. That's your time to ask your questions live on the air and get them answered live back. And even if you miss it, you can still ask your questions. You can send stuff in the meantime. We'll also be having a happy hour. That's just a time to geek out on our different craft beers that we like. So having said that, that's what we're going to wrap up today. I had a lot of fun telling you guys some fun tips. We're going to have more tips tomorrow. We're going to continue our backup series and talk about maybe ChronoSync or Backblaze tomorrow. But I really hope you guys had a great time. I had a great time. Keep those tips coming. Keep those ideas coming. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow. See you then.